Hey guys, this is Travis here from For The Hustle, and in this video I want to share with you 10 tips on how to start freelancing the right way. Alright, so usually I get this question like, okay, I want to start freelancing. Maybe let's say you are working as an employee right now and you're thinking that I want to branch out someday eventually and become a freelancer and offer freelancing services, or become self-employed and just start charging for your services and you get to keep everything, right? Or you may have a passion currently or have a hobby and you're thinking of how to monetize this. So this is the video for you, and without further ado, we're gonna start with tip number one, which is to identify your skills. So this is really, it all comes down to this. What is that skill? What is that thing, that service, something that you're good at that you can get people to buy from you, that you can charge people? Alright, this may be, say for people, it may be photography, it may be videography, or let's say you're really good at graphic design. There are thousands of skills out there, but you have to identify what is that one skill that you're really good at and then focus on that skill. And usually it comes down to two cases, right? The first case is that you are currently an employee and you have developed this skill set and you want to come out and you want to think of, okay, how can I actually start building a business for myself, a freelancing career for myself around this skill set? Or you may be case number two, whereby you have no skills at all. You just want to be a freelancer, right? And you just want to, live the dream and start a side hustle. It works as well, but you have to develop your skill set. If you have no skill at all that you think is valuable or worthwhile, then I would suggest to take 1 to 3 months. Maybe think of something you at least have an interest in or your hobby, and then go read up how you can actually start honing this skill, how you can turn it into a service and start charging people for it. Now, tip number two is to niche down and start very specific. And why I say this is because usually you may have many things in your mind. You may have like 3 to 5 different skills that you think are interesting and you think that you can actually provide services on. But it's very competitive out there, and starting out, you have no leverage. You have nothing to leverage on. You have no reputation, nothing. So it's better that you niche down and focus on that one skill that you're really good at or that you're really passionate in. And don't worry about whether it's a skill that will generate money or not, because if it's something that the market needs and that you're really skillful in, then the money will come. Don't worry about the money, worry about it later. But starting out, niche down, focus on just one skill that you are the strongest in or that you're most comfortable in. And once you slowly capture this market, then you can think about branching out. Alright, so starting out, niche down. Tip number 3 is to have a portfolio. Now this is so important. Please don't start freelancing without a portfolio. If you currently already have a portfolio, then good for you. You can use your existing portfolio, or you don't have one, you need to create a portfolio. Not having a portfolio is like a politician without a good track record, or an e-commerce store without any hot products at all. Then what do people know? What do your potential customers know? Like what you're gonna offer them without having a portfolio. So even if you don't have anybody buying from you yet, or you don't have any orders yet, at least have a portfolio of your work. So for example, if you want to offer freelancing services on logo design, and assuming that you've already picked up this skill, right? So you'll be able to create a portfolio, let's say 10 to 20 of your best logo designs, and package it nicely so that you have something to offer for your potential clients. Or if let's say you are a video editor, then you want to have some case studies or some projects that you actually worked on. You produced, you edited everything, and showcase your best work. So having a portfolio is really important when you're starting out, because you have nothing, you have no reputation, you have no testimonials. The only thing you can have is your portfolio to speak for you. Having this portfolio is like 50% of the battle won, because when you're trying to propose, send a proposal or bid for proposals, this is what your clients are actually gonna see and refer to, and they'll think, oh wow, okay, even though it's a new freelancer, he actually has some work, has some substance, and there's a degree of building trust with this freelancer. So portfolio very important. Okay, tip number 4 is to select your freelancing platform. What I mean by this is you want to leverage on existing freelancing sites and marketplaces to offer your services. So what you do is you simply create an account and you start selling your services there. And this is a hack really, because sure, you can don't use these platforms and you try to maybe create your own website or try to word of mouth, but it's very slow, it's very tedious, and it's just not smart to me when you have these freelancing sites that gets millions and millions of traffic every day. Leverage on it, be smart about it. So go and do a bit of research on the different freelancing sites and find out which one is most suitable for you, because there's a big difference. And trust me, based on experience, it doesn't work to sign up an account for all these different sites. Because different freelancing sites have different rules and regulations to play by. Me personally, I like Fiverr. I've been a Fiverr seller for 2 years. That's the platform that I find really comfortable with and I'm the most used to, and I prefer their way of working. But I know of many sellers who are top sellers in Upwork, who are top sellers in Freelancer. So you have to choose which platform is right for you, but the most important is you want to leverage on these existing platforms. Alright, tip number 5 is to leverage on the best practices of your existing top competitors. So what I mean by this is that once you have selected your platform, you've created a seller account, you want to go search for the keywords of the service that or the skill that you're providing. So let's say I'm providing graphic design, right? I want to key in graphic design in the search bar and I want to see firstly, I want to sort out the top sellers, right? All these can be easily figured out. So once I figure out who are the top sellers in my category, for example, graphic design, then I will want to kind of review and do a bit of competitive research. What are the keywords they are using? What are the colors they use for their branding? What deliverables do they offer? What prices are they charging? So I'm kind of like hacking all this information, and the key to this is you wanna hack from 3 to 5 different top competitors. Don't just take from one, okay? Have a more balanced approach. I recommend 3 to 5 of your top competitors that you see maybe a top seller rating or a pro seller or something like that, depending on the platform, and then see, like I mentioned, what are the best practices they adhere to, what keywords they are using, so on and so forth. And then you gather all this information. Now, if you did this successfully, you have started the process of slowly integrating yourself as a player in the marketplace instead of someone watching from the outside. Now, tip number 6 is to find out what is your unique selling point, your USP, okay? So this USP will allow you to stand out from your competitors, and there's a lot of competition out there, right? So this is taking from point number 5, where you kind of have hacked the information and the best practices from your top competitors, and you start to find out the similarities between these top sellers. So you may notice that, okay, these top sellers, they are offering the same stuff, or like how many deliverables they are offering for this price point. Then if you think that you can offer something that is even more valuable, or something a little bit extra, or something that you can do to go the extra mile, or you can do uniquely from them, then that is your USP. It doesn't have to be significantly or quantitatively different, but it's just something unique that you think will be valuable to your customers. So have that additional value bomb that only you can do, that you've seen nobody is doing so far in the market, and this will be your USP, and this is what's going to give you leverage, what's going to give you the added advantage as a new seller, as a new freelancer starting out. Alright guys, point number 7 is to put your best foot forward. What I mean by this is it's about the presentation, how you present your services, how you put it all together. Now, from the previous point, you have leverage on the best practices, and by now you know what to write for your profile, what are the best words, the keywords to showcase to your audiences, what you need in your portfolio. You must have a portfolio, remember that. And you will also have your USP, your unique selling point. So package them together nicely. This may be in the form of your gig profile or your service profile. If you are in Fiverr, you can optimize your gig images, your gig description, your prices. You can even have a video, upload a video saying exactly what you're gonna offer. And basically, you want to take time, you want to spend some time to put everything together nicely and make sure everything is optimized from your images, from your portfolio, from your description. Don't rush into it, because potential buyers and customers, they can tell very quickly if someone is just trying to sell them a lousy service and get their money versus someone who actually takes pride in their brand and takes pride in their services and is an expert in their services. They can tell. Okay, we are at tip number 8, which is knowing your prices. Now, pricing is always a tricky subject. To me, is always an ongoing balance, because you have to kind of go with the flow with the market. So starting out as a freelancer, you want to know your market price very well, okay? Because this will let you decide how much you're gonna charge. And my recommendation is it will be strategic to lower your prices first, because like we mentioned, you have no leverage. You are basically starting out with a clean slate. So one of the advantage you have for yourself as a freelancer is to lower prices. Now, that doesn't mean that you lower to dirt cheap prices, alright? You still need to take some pride in your work. You still need to make money. So what I recommend is to find out what the competition out there is charging. What are the top seller charging, okay? Let's say, for example, building an e-commerce store. From experience, I know that the market price for this is around, it starts from $100 to maybe $300. So I will kind of do research on what is the sweet spot, or what is the lowest price that I'm willing to go. Of course, making sure that I can deliver the same things that my competitors can, and then just charging slightly cheaper, even $5 cheaper. At least customers will see you as the more valuable option compared to someone else. Now, even if you really have to start with rock bottom prices, at least do that first, because when you're starting out, of course, everyone's goal is to make money and become rich, right? But the process of getting there is even more important. When you take care of your fundamental, eventually it will just start building and building upon itself. So my recommendation is, if you have to go really reduce your prices, so be it. Get the first order in, get the good positive review or testimonials, then it will start spreading and other people will know about your good work. And then once you start slowly build your reputation, right, guess what? People will be willing to pay you higher prices, because now you are an authority. Now you have the reputation that, you are the best in the game, and it's natural that you start increasing your prices and start demanding higher prices. But when you're first starting out, it is strategic to lower your prices. Now, tip number 9 is to have a long-term strategy. Create a brand for yourself. You don't want to just see yourself as a virtual assistant or as a freelancer. Starting out, that's fine, but what about the long-term picture? Are you going to be a virtual assistant, a freelancer forever? I don't think so, right? Eventually, you want to branch out into an agency. You want to become a business for yourself. So you want to have that same approach and give it the same kind of attitude starting from day one. So invest time into your branding. This could be in the form of your username, your logo, and even the words you use, your tone of voice, how you want to present yourself. Optimize your seller's profile. Make sure you're using the right words. Make sure you present yourself as an agency, as a business. And in turn, your customers, they will see that and they will respect you even more, instead of someone who is just an individual virtual assistant that they can take advantage of, and it will just become a downward spiral. So have pride in yourself, craft out a long-term strategy. Starting out, the micro goals is just optimize your gig, optimize your services, have a portfolio, but you want to think 5-10 years down the road. What is your long-term plan? What do you wish to become? If you want to offer more services in the future, what do all these services come under? So you don't want to neglect the power of having a long-term goal and strong branding. Alright, the last tip number 10 is marketing. So now you've put in everything together, you're ready to start your career as a freelancer. You gotta get the word out there that you are offering your services, and marketing itself is very broad, is very big. So you have to really use your creativity on how you want to market your services. On freelancing platform, yes, they do the marketing for you, but starting out, you are facing so much competition that your services aren't likely to get any views or any exposure. So you want to be proactive in this. Starting out, what I did was I was very active in promoting my gigs, my services. I promoted in YouTube. When I went to YouTube comments for related videos, and I actually promoted my services there. I posted my services on Facebook groups. I did word of mouth. I told my friends about my services. I marketed my services on Instagram. So basically, whatever way you think you can reach out and let people know, hey, I offer these services, would you be interested? Will be good for you. So this is the part about hustling. You really have to be active in marketing your services. One great way is also through networking. So if there are local meetups, go for local meetups and tell people what services you're offering. You really cannot be stagnant and passive in this. You have to always be hustling and be actively promoting your gigs or your services. Alright, so those are 10 tips that I recommend to get yourself on the right track towards a successful freelancing career. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them below, and also please subscribe and share this video to anyone you think would need this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.